I would never go to a festival and have my drugs in if I had drugs. Cause I'd be like, they're gonna take that shit. They don't take it apparently. They give it back, and they're like, yeah, this is this, this is this, this is this. And I think it's better to safeguard it than to rule it out completely, because that's why people are gonna be doing it in the dark. And when they're in the dark, that's where you're gonna find a dead body when that dark comes out.
It's true.
So yeah, I think, drugs is bad, people. Stay away from drugs. Smoke grade or hash.
Take nothing. You know what I mean? This guy says, take nothing, you know what I mean? Be healthy.
Yeah, be healthy, man. Eat some fish.
You gotta hit it with them. You tell me the 4 lines for the 2 Liter Sprite.
Acting like a bitch who me, no never. I'ma get a grind, chase this money forever. You rockin' with the best, no one can do it better. She talking too fast, this is what I tell her.
Purple money back. Be careful what you drink.
I know people think that I'm just for the kids, man, and I don't suggest this to my young fans. I'm being for real. I don't suggest it. Let us do the rapper shit. Y'all stay in school and get good grades. Let us do the rapper shit. Don't do.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not gonna say like I was the massive biggest fan of Mac Miller. Yes, I listened to a couple of tracks. Yes, he's definitely got a nice flow. His music is nice, but it just didn't appeal to me as much. In saying that, Spotify, the streams has gone up. I find that so weird sometimes, man. The streams has gone up in terms of his music and people listening to it as well. It was expected, do you know what I mean? He died young. How old is he?
26.
Wow, 26, you know? That's mad. That's mad.
This era right now is probably worse than the crack epidemic. I'll be honest, between the whole late 60s, 70s and 80s, I think this period is worse than the crack epidemic, but we're not realising it because it's glamorised so much and it's been portrayed nicely on social media. And the difference is that it felt like with crack, yeah, it was around everywhere and these things, but it was like you had the Crack is Whack campaign that eventually came out, throughout that whole crack epidemic. But with this one, it's not really that. It's only until someone's died that we talk about the seriousness of drug abuse and of drugs as a whole.
It was the Americans, definitely.
I think it's definitely the Americans first. But when I was growing up, drugs was bad, fam. If you took drugs, you were bang the bang, nitty, junkie. You can make that in your life. You smoke one of them crack pipes. You must be wild. No one touched drugs. Like, unless you're selling it, no one really touched it like that. No one's tried it, no one's testing it out. But nowadays, if you ain't taking drugs, you ain't part of the squad, bro. You ain't really part of the squad like that. It's true though. Obviously.
Not in my squad. So.
Yeah, obviously not my.
Just to clarify.
You know where I'm from. You must be wilding. But there's a video, French Montana, telling him. But what do you do in those certain situations? If your boy, that's your boy, and he's taking drugs, and he does it in front of you, like the way in the French video. What do you do in those situations? Because you can't get aggressive with him, but that's your boy. You care about him.
French drinks lean as well.
Like, yeah, but he stopped. I swear.
I don't know. I don't know, but he used to promote it kind of as well. Like, yeah. So it's like when these hip hop artists, man, they all instigate each other, man, and they perpetuate it in their music. So it's like Future when Future came out and tried to say he doesn't drink lean, everyone was like, what? Are you mad? What are you talking about? You don't drink lean? I think he was lying.
He definitely was lying.
The main issue, what we need to tackle is why are people resorting to abusing drugs? And it comes down to one thing: a majority of people are, and they're post-traumatic. What's the S in it? PTSD. I don't know.
Stress.
Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder. There's disorder in it. Thank you. Don't cut this off, by the way. That there's a lot of people that are dealing with post-traumatic situations and stress as a whole. And there's no places, platforms, people to speak to to deal with these situations.
Yeah.
So people do resolve in the stereotypical
Self-medical.
cliche way of having your own self-medication, you know, and numbing yourself away from the pain. And, you know, we shouldn't just be dealing with these things once a celebrity or once a public figure is deceased. We need to deal with it when Adam from down the road is dealing with these issues and these problems, you know. But yeah, it's definitely it's worse than the crack epidemic in my eyes.
But I feel like music has played a big part in the uprising in drugs now. Even that synthetic weed and that we've taken.
Bro, they're at the moment they're on an epidemic over there. Like we had this epidemic. You see the videos yesterday? I see the videos yesterday.
Yeah, I saw as well.
Yeah, the spice of all the zombies just passed out on the floor. It's they're calling it MK4 or MK9 or something like that. And it's basically spice. It's like obviously over there now and they're not even doing it where the people who are buying weed are buying it thinking that it's that. They're buying it thinking it's weed. Like the shotters have just realised it's much cheaper just to sell them this and just tell them it's weed, but really it's synthetic weed. And you know, we had spice over here in prisons where that's where it started over here. Really, it's because it doesn't show up on your drug tests. So that's why a lot of men in prison smoke spice. But yeah, no, in our culture, yeah, Wayne was one of the first. Not one of the first, I think it was. Pimp C. But I think Wayne Carr had such a close thing with Wayne as a fan.
Me too.
It was like obviously the lean and the whole thing. Like,
but I don't think
drugs did get over.
Wayne didn't make
from,
it cool though. Wayne said he
Bro.
did it. Wayne said he did it. That I'm on this now, but he didn't make it as cool as the kids.
Yeah, he didn't hype it up as where it was. But however,
that's
he
it.
didn't have to though, because it was like the people that would look at Wayne like that. Like, you're making songs, me and my drink. Like, you are saying you're in love with this. It's a banger, but it's like you're clearly professing her as your wife. You've got songs where you're talking about syrup as if it's a woman. Like, so obviously it's glamorized. I think over here in this country, to be honest, I think obviously we don't have perks and all them things like that over here in Xanax. We do have it, but it's not as wide scale.
Accessible, so.
Obviously over here it's more like in the Dulce and Shorty scene is much more like an MD kind of cocaine kind of shit that I see about. But to be honest with you, I think the biggest worry in our culture of all the drugs and things like that is gonna be the strain of weed that we smoke. The strain of weed that's being smoked in the hood, bro, it's frying brains like out here. And you got all these hood dons out here going around. You're thinking, why is man a little bit mad? He bought 2 zoots earlier and it's fucking skunk. It's not just weed, but
people are really doing other drugs.
But it's like you perpetuate
Wayne had to
constantly
stop.
your music.
Wayne had to stop.
Do you think Wayne has stopped though?
I think he's had to have stopped. Because he was doing it so drastically, where his kid wasn't even recognising him. He wasn't even recognising. It was so bad. Like, I can't remember, what year was this? I think 2012. Wayne used to have a white cup with him everywhere. And it was so bad. And he was one of the first artists that literally, I think, introduced lean to other artists.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we're living in the Lil generation, and like Lil Wayne, let's be real. I watched a history, I think it was Complex that did like a history of Lils in hip hop. Before Lil Wayne,
Have you got that much Lils in hip hop?
Yeah, before Lil Wayne, there was probably like less than 20. After Lil Wayne, there's literally 500 Lils now.
500 Lils?
They literally did like the analysis of how much impact Lil Wayne has had. And if you think about all these Lils now, face tats, dreads, lean. It's all the same.
That's the starter kit.
Yeah, that's the starter pack. You get those 3 things and you're popping out here, fam.
It's definitely worse than that.
Chris said it so perfectly. I think for me as well, I never realised that drug was an issue. I don't think within music I realised it. I remember the first time I ever came across like drugs and stuff and like drugs, was at uni in my first year.
Really?
Yeah.
You was really sheltered.
Yeah, mate.
Wow.
I went into uni and I said, what's weed? I
Seriously?
promise you, I did not know
Wow,
that
you're
weed
good.
existed until first year of uni.
You're good.
I didn't know.
Did you ever try?
My mom might be watching this.
No comment.
I'm joking.
You get high like a kite, mama. You know? Hey.
But so yeah, so I never knew it existed, and I don't know. I think so for me, that was never in my culture. That was never something that I thought was an issue. That was never. But then I went into uni, and it was something so normalized. It was. You go everywhere and everybody's smoking weed and everyone's doing this, and I'm making friends with people and they're saying, I had some ecstasy yesterday and all of that, and it felt so normal. And I think we've detached ourselves from the like we've become, what's the word when we've become so detached from
Desensitized
ourselves from like how damaging drugs can be.
You got bugged if you don't think they are.
Of course they are.
Even Hoodman.
Yeah, of course, even Hoodman are doing other drugs. Of course they are.
It wasn't like that before though.
No,
it wasn't like that before. You get your anomalies, obviously you get your...
Yeah, there's always one or two.
You get your one guy.
But I'm just saying, but even at the point of it, yeah, the skunk fries the brain so much more than having high grade or having even hash. Do you get me? Like, I'm not condoning none of them flavors and none of that, because that will fry your brain and have you sitting down for a long time. I know certain men gone crazy. Like, guys that I came up with are nuts now, innit? Like, off of skunk, and it all starts from skunk because they smoke that shit 5-6 times a day. It's frying your brain. And obviously, people will say, wow, who's smoking 5 or 6 joints a day? Like, roadman that are shotting. Do you get me? Like, that's all they have time to do while they're sitting there chilling. You go into a studio session with an artist for 12 hours, they smoking 3-4 spliffs at least.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So, and that's of that strain. So
do you think weed can cause like mental health?
Of course, 100%. Schizophrenia forms from skunk, bro. Like, you can definitely go schizo off of skunk weed. 100%.
Big man thing. Like, and the thing is, yeah, what people don't understand about drugs is that everyone's relationship to drugs is different. Everyone's understanding of drugs is different. Like,
For sure.
In Africa, we just use drugs for medicine, for everything, because it's all the same thing. Like, a lot of people are now not addicted. Before it was the crack heroin epidemic. Now it's lean and opioids and shit. It's all the same. It's all self-medication and all that stuff. People start for different reasons. Some people start recreationally and then it becomes an addiction because drugs are addictive. Some people start because they're depressed and they're trying to escape some shit.
Yeah.
Some people.
A lot of people do that for that reason, actually.
Yeah.
Because they're depressed and they're trying to...
Some people have bad influences in their life.
Yeah.
Whether it be music, whether it be friends, whether it be parents sometimes. I've seen parents like on the internet giving babies weed and shit to smoke. Do you know what I mean? But
On the internet?
Yeah, I saw that the other day still. It was wild. Like, I saw these, they got arrested though.
They have to, but how are you
Two
giving a
black girls
baby...
giving baby weed and that.
How are you giving a baby weed? Did they think that's funny? And why would you post that? I swear, I feel like internet has made people stupid sometimes.
It has.
It has actually made people make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Is this the price for fame or just to go viral? Is this the cost of you going viral that you want to give a baby?
That's foul, man.
Bruv.
That's foul.
Like, we always think it's a good time, and you've got people like singing on songs, talking about pills and talking about all of this, and it's kind of sensationalized what drug does.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we've become so disconnected to what drug is, and I think that's why we're also ready. We're also ready to take... Like, I have cousins, I have little siblings that are smoking weed. Like, they're 16 and 17. At 16 and 17, I didn't know that drugs existed. I didn't know. And I feel like a lot of the reason has to be because of music.
1,000,000%.
Music has like destroyed a lot of people's youth. It has destroyed a lot of people's ability to be children properly. Because when we were children, when I listened to music, it was to dance.
Innocent.
It was innocent.
Yeah.
I would listen to R&B to cry about boyfriends that I've never had. I would listen to bashment to try and learn how to whine. I would listen to rap music to think I'm gonna, fight someone.
Yeah.
But now you listen to music and you listen to people like Lil Xan, Lil Pump, 6ix9ine,
The Littles and the Youngs.
or the Youngs, even the Migos. Everybody is doing lean. Everybody's smoking weed. Everybody's taking Percocet. Everybody's doing all of these things, and the media isn't. And I feel like people need to understand that the media holds a lot of blood in its hands.
Yes.
Because a lot of the things that they're doing, they're not standing to stop it. I remember me and Jide watched the documentary, or not a documentary, radio, The Breakfast Club. And I forgot the name because I'm not like a music guy. And he was talking about, someone was like, Charlemagne was like to him, so you understand that you endorse some of these people's behaviors. What was his name?
Leo Cohen.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
He was like, so Charlemagne asked him, you understand that you're kind of like pushing for the messages? And he was like, yeah, but I'm making money at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's just the mentality.
That's the mentality, and it's so wrong. You are the cause for a lot of people's death, and people are not, and the media isn't understanding it. I wish they took responsibility.
100%.
It's addiction.
There is an addiction, yeah, because the nicotine, you build it with chips, so there's nicotine in it. Now, a lot of people will say they don't smoke cigarette because it's disgusting, but then when they're rolling their weed with the cigarette, that's causing their need for nicotine anyway. So now, because they don't smoke cigarette, instead of having the cigarette when they need the nicotine, they are now having another zoot, and then it leads to more spliffs. And they just fry their brain, man. I think the skunk out here, the chemicals out here is dangerous, brother, and I think not enough people are informed about it, and I think you need to go find an old Rasta man in Brixton. And they'll tell you about it. And you need to go get your grade. You hear me? You need to.
I get that, but you saying about music, right? It's a time. What?
Yeah, like what's perpetuated in music culture and shit.
But weed isn't that. It is, but.
Well, no, weed is over here, but I think our culture over here is much more perpetrating.
Yeah,
if you're talking about drill, and especially drill being one of the hottest music at the moment, when I listen to it, they don't really talk about drugs in the way that they are taking the drug. They're talking about it like they're shotting the drugs, and there's violence more. There's the Americans are much more by it, and even like the other scene, you hear comments. I think there's a lot of problems in the sense of within our culture that there's a lot of things that are glamorized. The turn up is glamorized. Do you get me? So it's like
what turn up? What do you
like
mean?
just bottles and all these things is a turn up. So when you have days where you're not in the club and you're feeling down, there are certain days when you could be like, no, you know, I'm just gonna grab a little liter, not a little liter, but a bottle of Henny, a little bottle of Henny, just bottle of Henny and an 8-ball and just chill out. That's cool. Once in a while. You then become doing that every time you feel against something that is putting you down or something that is making you feel down, and that's your medicine. You're medicating yourself. That leads to an ongoing issue there, and that's going to lead to more things possibly. And it's going to, you know, everyone has a tolerance that gets built up over time. Not everyone that's on drugs now, on heavy drugs, started somewhere where they weren't, bruv. So, you know,
obviously different drugs has different effects on people. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, R.I.P. Mac Miller once again, but Ariana Grande, I heard, was very explicitly saying like, you don't need this stuff, like, and that was part of the reason why she left him. Like, you don't need this stuff, like, you're doing it too much. And if a woman can't help you see that you're doing bad, especially a woman that's for you, bruv, you're on a downward spiral, bro.
But then the funny thing is, because when Kieran and Dan was talking about it, they were like, most of the time in these situations, talking is never the answer.
No.
Because when someone's going through something, if they could speak to somebody, of course they would. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, of course they would.
So what is the answer?
Ask for help. It's a personal thing. So like, let's say, like what you just said.
Therapy, rehab.
Some people get addicted to drugs because they got into an accident and then the doctor prescribed them opioids, to, you know, painkiller or antidepressants or whatever, and they become heavily dependent on it to the extent that they're now finding ways to pattern. And like, that's how middle class America right now, a lot of people, it's an epidemic in terms of like the prescription drugs, and these are legal drugs. This is why it's so scary. Do you know what I'm saying? So some people get trapped and it's not really their fault. So to be like, I feel like whenever everyone's looking and talking about these situations, it's always like victim blaming. And that is actually causing more damage than anything. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like if you really, really want to help, you have to see it as addiction is a medical condition. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you want help, it's going to take more than just a slap on the wrist or somebody telling you can do better. Like, that might even make you feel worse.
I think there should be more promotions as well for like self-healing, letting your body naturally heal. Although it may take longer, but you'd be surprised at the power that the body has when you really meditate and focus and really decide that you're not going to stand for whatever is going through your body before then applying prescribed drugs or prescriptions. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I know people nowadays that they don't really like getting prescribed drugs for the fear of being addicted to whatever they're being put in their body. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I do believe there's certain drugs out there that actually are just not meant for the human body. It's not, even though it may be temporarily healing you, it's just not meant to go inside your body. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So in saying that, it's like, there's a lot of stuff that now I feel like will promote people to do more research in terms of what they can do from the point of where, when you did say someone got injured and they prescribed them opioid, what they can do naturally to help, get over things.
And I think that's the thing with our culture as well. I think our culture think that, it will never happen to me. It will never happen to man. I'll never be addicted to this. I'll never, and it will, bruv. It will get a lot of people.
I think a lot of people don't have that mindset anymore. I feel like some people are skeptical that it's gonna happen to them.
Fair enough.
Because there's a bigger possibility now.
It's so accessible.
Your people that you idolize do it, so you know it's possible for you to do it now.
Yeah, of course. It's not as frowned upon anymore. I think, but at the same time, I feel like at the same time it's not like in the 90s and the 80s there weren't like acid house raves in this country, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, drugs has always been part of this culture. Like, Britain is, for such a small island, one of the biggest intakers of drugs in the whole world. Do you know what I mean? For such a small island, bro, it's definitely in our culture. It's just, you know, it's not put out there. Like, people don't want to be out here known as a cokehead or a crackhead
100%.
in the hood. It's not cool. However, there's a lot of men out here that are experimenting and are doing whatever.
We'll get there. We'll get to the American stage one day.
I hope not.
I hope not as well.
But it's, you know, it's just about, it's all about your knowledge, man. It's all about education and educating people what's actually going on. Where's your food coming from?
But you can educate people, but people still do what they want to do.
Of course they will do what they want to do, but at least when you know.
You're doing a Samuel, open the book, it's right there.
No, it's not about opening the book. It's not about opening the book. No, you don't take the information from a book, because if I get the information, I'm the type of you,
I'm not saying you get the information from a book, I'm saying in general.
No,
you get educated about it doesn't mean you won't still do it.
No, of course you will still probably do it.
But you might be aware.
But my whole thing of you'll be more aware of it. You're going in with drugs. It's a thing where you need to know certain things with drugs. Yeah, you need to have a certain level of research or certain level of people's experience in it. Especially when you're coming away from weed, you're going into other drugs. Simply things like stay hydrated, because that shit will kill you if you're not hydrated. Do you understand? So there are little things that you get picked up on. Now, obviously, if you get people being told educated, don't do drugs because of A, B, and C. That's not going to stop a man, because at the end of the day, a man's going to want to learn for himself. It's always going to happen. However, the information may still be, when you're preaching education to these people, you should be telling them in a knowledge where they're probably still going to do it. So how the hell can we help them? Like festivals, they know people are doing drugs. That's why they say come and test your drugs.
Yeah,
you will get your drugs back, you know. Like, what do you know? Like, bro, you will go and hand your drugs in. I would never go to a festival and hand my drugs in if I had drugs. Because I'll be like, they're going to take that shit. They don't take it apparently. They give it back. And they're like, yeah, this is this. This is this. This is this. And I think it's better to safeguard it than to rule it out completely, because that's why people are going to be doing it in the dark. And when they're in the dark, that's where you're going to find a dead body when that dark comes out.
But even but also a lot of things is mental stress. Like, how do you? It's not easy to heal your mind. Like, everyone acts like
the biggest battle is the mind, though. The biggest, and a lot of people are not strong mentally. Okay. That's where the problem starts.
To me, that is also sounds victim blaming.
You reckon?
Yeah, you just said, you're basically saying that people who are addicted aren't mentally strong.
Fair enough then, I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that in itself, I feel like is not help, it's damaging narratives. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
but then
I'll say what we're saying here, people who are affected by shit, like, do you know what I'm saying? That man said, Kieran and I said, mental health awareness classes and shit, they're not for people who are mentally ill. Someone who's mentally ill is at home stressing about life. They're not checking on Twitter. They're not going. That shit is for the people who are like the friends of people who are mentally ill and whatnot, and just to educate people who aren't affected. Most of the time when I go to these places where people are campaigning for some sort of cause, the people that need to hear this shit are never in the room. Never ever in the room, ever.
Do they know about it though? The people that are meant to be there, do they know about it?
I don't know.
Do they care enough?
Look,
do
even
people
if
care
they go
enough?
there,
but do people care enough to want to get themselves help?
Yeah, but even if they go there and they hear people like us saying, "Oh, you need to be mentally strong, you need to do this," and you're just telling them things that they already know,
but they're not applying the action.
Yeah, because they're addicted. Addiction is a medical thing. You can't heal addiction by research. You don't heal illness.
But my thing is, what is the answer then? Because if there's literally help out there for you, shouldn't you want to seek to get help to want to be better?
Do you think Mac Miller wanted to die?
Of course, Mac Miller did not want that.
Yeah,
of course. Death is the final answer. Nobody wants to die.
Yeah,
nobody wants to die.
So it's
and I do believe that he couldn't help himself. I definitely do believe that because I said if a woman can't convince you, someone that you love generally can't convince you to get over something that is literally they see physically is making you harm, making you sick. Okay. What can you do?
But then this is another point I was making the other day. Yeah, when people blame, like, let's say the drugs in the situation, I don't blame the drugs. Neither do I blame the companies or the drug dealers that sell them.
Who do you blame?
It's a tool. Drugs is a tool. Do you get what I'm saying? Anything used too much will kill you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, like even if I just stay here too much, like, and I don't leave, I'll die because I need to go upstairs and get food. It's true. Do you know what I'm saying? If I stay and sit in the shower all day, I'm pouring water on myself, I'm sure I'll die one way or another. Like anything too excessively is too much. But I think we put too much power in the hands of the tool as opposed to actually the root cause. Because a gun lying there by itself can't kill no one. Do you get what I'm saying? What was the thing that was going through Mac Miller's mind that caused him to want to and seek out continuously to drink to the point where
what was he numbing? What was he escaping from?
Because people overdose on alcohol. People can die from bare things, but it's like it's like, what was the actual thing that was getting to him to the point to make him take the drugs?
Do you
and
think
turn to
he
the
shared
drugs?
that with anyone? Do you think he's actually told someone what the actual problem is?
He probably did, and you know what people probably said? Bro, you know, just be strong, you know, you'll get through this.
Because what else can they say to someone though?
It's true.
So yeah, I think, drugs is bad, people. Stay away from
drugs
drugs.
is bad.
Smoke grade or hash.
Just take nothing. You know what I mean? This guy says, take nothing, you know what I mean? Be healthy.
Yeah, be healthy, man. Eat some fish.
So that's the thing. Sometimes
What does someone that loves you? What do you expect them to say to you? What is the words that you can find to say to someone?
Have you ever spoken to somebody who's super depressed, yeah, and you're just looking at them and you, fam, it's happened to me. I've had a friend there or friends that have come to me when they were like super depressed, and I'm literally there speechless, fam, because what can I say? At that point, there is nothing that I could say, yeah, respectfully. Like not even. It's not even about respect. It's like, what can I say that will help you in this situation? Because I'm surely if I can say something now, I could have said it before.
Yeah.
Surely. Sometimes I actually don't even think talking.
So this goes, but yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
talking is the answer.
Talking is not the answer, but then what can you do as a friend, action-wise, to help that person?
I think
Because if a man that had money like Mac Miller couldn't find an answer to his solutions and then overdose, what could someone that doesn't have money find an answer to obviously help them get help?
I think
Do you think rehab helps?
I think it can help if you want help.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're fat. Do you get what I'm saying? Sorry, not to use that word, but I don't know if they've come up with a more politically correct word. But like when you're fat, yeah, and you go on a diet, yeah, sometimes the diet can change your metabolism, you know. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Do you know the reason why I'm laughing?
Why?
Is because I used to be fat in it.
Oh,
So
is it?
that's how I was laughing.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it can change your metabolism and it will make you more likely to want to go back to drugs and stuff like that. So it's like, I think it can help. Do you get what I'm saying? But you have to want it. You have to want it first. Do you get what
You
I'm
have
saying?
to want to be better.
Yeah,
And
but that comes from within. That's not something that can be
and a
really
mental
be
strength
affected.
as well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like when you enter into drugs and you begin to start that downward spiral, it's probably one of the difficult phases a human being can ever face, because you're trying to stop yourself from doing something that you know that you physically can't. And it becomes, like you said, too much of something becomes excessive. You then become dependent on it. It becomes reliable. You're seeing it as food now. Morning, afternoon and night. It's with you day 24/7. And other people are seeing things and seeing signs in you that you may not be able to see yourself. So my thing is, what is the help that you get someone in that position? Because like you said, talking just isn't enough. What action can a friend do to help get that person out of that downward spiral and obviously get them off drugs?
Yeah.
I haven't got an answer.
Yeah, that's the thing. People need to be calm with not having an answer, because everyone has too much to say. And sometimes that is actually the reason why people are depressed in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, everyone actually has too much to say sometimes. Like, how many mothers, most of these people that you see addicted to some shit or going through some shit have mothers, brothers, sisters, all of these things. But it's like the messages they're hearing from these people are never helpful. It's like if you know, yeah, that let's say you're attracted to men as a man, are you gonna want to walk into a room full of homophobes or people that's gonna be like, you should pray? Do you get what I'm saying? You should, you're not mentally strong. You need to pray. Whereas it's something that you yourself are trying to understand personally, and then people are telling you things about you. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really like help. So sometimes I think we need to sometimes chill. There's actually experts out there. If all the other people who aren't experts stop talking, maybe the experts' voices will be allowed to be heard.